Welcome to Learning at Precis for B2B Marketing. For this series, we've created a collection of short and hopefully useful videos on a series of topics that are most relevant to B2B marketers today. First up, we focus on achieving true marketing and sales alignment, with tips for optimizing your ways of working, how to work with your CRM for lead quality and automation, as well as assessing whether account-based marketing is right for you. So sit back, relax, and just enjoy the fact that this isn't another webinar.
And now we'll talk about marketing and sales alignment and how to avoid silos in between the teams. After watching this video, you will know more around the key benefits of aligning marketing and sales. You will also know more around the importance of a consistent feedback loop. And then last but not least, how the teams can best support each other. So silos can actually happen much faster than you think, because sometimes you're just, going on with your daily work, and it's really hard sometimes to see the bigger picture or what impact your daily work actually has. And according to Accenture, silos are more likely to happen in more traditional companies that have been around a bit longer and have been a bit more established. And for newer companies, kind of like saying that are born in the digital world, it's less likely to happen. So the alignment in between marketing and sales definitely comes with a few key benefits. For one, to start with, both marketing and sales should be seen as a sales force rather than marketing having this kind of supporting function to sales, and that overall would increase the team alignment and the customer satisfaction, because of course that setup is then influencing the customer journey and how your prospects or customers feel basically throughout all the different touch points with your teams. And from a team perspective, the more trust and also inspiration is within the team, the more the team spirit will increase as well. And if you have an internal setup that is working and successful, that of course will make its way to the outside, so to speak, so the customer satisfaction will increase to that as well. And according to Marketo, when marketing and sales teams are aligned, it actually will increase the marketing return on investment, so ROI. It will also increase the sales productivity. And last but not least, it will also contribute to a company's growth. And now let's talk about a few top tips. And the first up is how to set up a continuous feedback loop. That is obviously super important because both teams should at all time know what's going on at the other team and how their work actually has an impact on the bigger picture. So everyone should always have an answer to the question, why am I doing what I'm doing right now? And when it comes to feedback, also don't forget the feedback you get from prospects or customers. So really listen to them and then share that with your team, because that's of course super valuable input for the overall setup as well. So top tip number 2 is team alignment, and in this case it's probably 2 departments, it's marketing and sales, but it is one team really, and this team should be aligned. So make sure to have ongoing sync meetings, could be weekly, maybe monthly as well, depending on your team setup. And one important thing here is that depending on how big your team is, maybe just select a spokesperson that can be in those sync meetings that is then responsible to bring the discussions or the decisions that have been made to his or her colleagues. It's also super important to set shared goals, so you're aiming towards something together, and then aligned with that, don't forget to celebrate yourself, and that really goes for both the smaller and the bigger wins. I think that's super important. And what's also quite nice and important for the team spirit and the team strength is just include the fun as well, set up some team workshops or team activities on a monthly or maybe even quarterly basis, where the team really comes together. And I mean now both marketing and sales as departments, and just have some fun and focus on the team building. Third top tip is around the organizational structure. So just think about it. Should the marketing and sales team report to their own managers, or should there maybe be one manager that both teams are reporting to? Maybe you've heard about this title before. It's called CCO or Chief Commercial Officer. and that would be a person that has basically both teams under him or herself. And I would say there's no right or wrong here really, like it depends on your company setup and how big the teams are as well. So just maybe see what would work for your company and test it out. But one thing to really keep in mind is that if you have 2 managers, they should really be aligned. And this is actually a setup that I've worked with in the past as well. And for us back then it worked rather well because both managers, were really committed of like making this work and seeing both teams as this bigger team, and that was the main part of it. So to wrap up this video, these top 3 tips are important for building the foundation in between marketing and sales and for strengthening the team. And I would say really have fun doing the process, improve it together with your team and see what works best for your company. There is no right or wrong really, it really needs to make sense for you and for your company. And once you have a good relationship with marketing and sales in place, then you can dig a bit more into like the nitty-gritty, and that would then be tools or different strategies and also the performance part. That's exactly what we'll cover in the upcoming videos, so stay tuned.